Hello, my young grasshoppers. We are going to be doing some polynomial review today. What I'm going to need you to do, and we'll go back and forth and back between a worksheet that's on Kami and our video. So if you'd please go ahead and open up the worksheet on Kami from our Google Classroom, and we're going to work through some of those. There will be a short quiz on Alex that we're going to be taking. It's actually going to be in the middle of the video. Okay. All right, here we go. What I'd like you to do is go ahead and pause the video and complete these 4 problems. Now, for number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4, these are all multiplication problems. If you look in between their parentheses, there's nothing there. So that means we are multiplying. So in number 1, there are 2 things multiplied to 2 things. So the way we had learned about this before is we can make a 2 by 2 box. On the side, you're putting one of your binomials, 5x plus 4. And on the top, you're putting your other binomial, 4x minus 2. And what this does is it separates, remember, your different multiplications. So I'm going to multiply 5x times 4x. Well, remember, x times x is x squared. You add the exponent. So 5x times 4x is 20x squared. Whoa, what just happened there? Get out of here. Get out of here. Uh-oh. Give me 1 second here. My young grasshoppers. Let me get this back. I must have touched a button on here. All right, back to the problem. 5x times negative 2 is negative 10x. And now I'm down to the 4. 4 times 4x is 16x. And 4 times negative 2 is negative 8. And then remember, we're going to add up our like terms. So I got 20x squared. I'm going to add my x's together. Remember, when we add, we do not mess with exponents. So 16x plus negative 10x is positive 6x minus 8. Okay. Number 2 is also a 2 by 2 box. So we got x minus 2 on the side, 3x plus 8 on the top, and I multiply x times 3x is 3x squared. X times 8 is 8x. Negative 2 times 3x is negative 6x. Negative 2 times 8 is negative 16. And I add up my like terms. So I have 3x squared. I'm going to add my x's together. Negative 6x plus 8x is 2x minus 16. And don't forget the little details like don't forget the plus sign that's sitting right there. That's something that tends to happen when I've given these quizzes out in the past. All right, number 3. Again, 2 things times 2 things, so 2 by 2 box. Guess I should probably turn the sound off on my phone, huh? So we got 6x minus 1, 5x plus 3. And I multiply 6x times 5x is 30x squared. Again, reminder, when we multiply x's, we actually add those exponents. That's why it's x squared. 6x times 3 is 18x. Down with the negative 1. Negative 1 times 5x is negative 5x. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Add up my like terms, and I have 30x squared. Add my x's. I get positive 13x minus 3. Now, the last one is the only one that's a little different. This one has 2 things times 3 things. So this one, you just make a little bit bigger box, 2 by 3. Okay. Now, you do have to pay attention on this one because the specific ones have to go on specific sides. The binomial has to go on this side that only has 2 things. And the trinomial has to go on the top where there's 3 sections. Okay. But the multiplication part's still similar. N times 2n squared would be 2n to the third. Don't forget, when I multiply my n's, I add those exponents. 1 plus 2 is 3. N times negative 6n is negative 6n squared. N times negative 5 is negative 5n. And now I'm down with the 4. 4 times 2n squared is 8n squared. 4 times negative 6n is negative 24n. And 4 times negative 5 is negative 20. Add up my like terms. So we have 2n to the third. Let's add our n squareds together. 8n squared plus negative 6n squared is positive 2n squared. Add my n's together. Negative 24n plus negative 5n is negative 29n minus 20. All right. Now I'm going to be showing you guys, it's a kind of like a sneaky little problem that shows up. And it's really the same thing that you were just doing. It's just we don't always see it that way. Okay, so when I look at number 5 here, okay, and you'll be able to do this onto your notes here or onto your worksheet here in a second. It's the same number 5 as your worksheet. I probably should have specified that before. Now, this one, this is not what was formerly thought of as the power property. This is two terms. Okay, there is a binomial in there. And since there's a binomial here, this is a totally different problem. What the exponent of 2 then signifies is I have this, and it makes more sense what you're supposed to do when you expand it. I have 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. Well, guys, in reality, that's the exact same as this, as number 3 that we did. It's just it did not appear that way at the beginning of the problem. Okay, so make your 2x2 box. Get 2x minus 3 and 2x minus 3 and do your multiplications. 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times negative 3 is negative 6x. Negative 3 times 2x is negative 6x. Negative 3 times negative 3 is 9. And then I'm going to add these together. So I would get 4x squared. Add those together. I get negative 12x plus 9. Okay. Again, number 6. This is a binomial inside my parentheses. So it's not the power property. I actually need to do a 2x2 box. Remember, this means it's 7x minus 6 times 7x minus 6. Now, as long as you remember to make your 2x2 box, you don't have to write that out. Okay, but I need to make sure I'm making my 2x2 box. Okay, I have 7x minus 6 times 7x minus 6. Well, 7x times 7x is 49x squared. 7x times negative 6 is negative 42x. Negative 6 times 7x is negative 42x. And then last one, negative 6 times negative 6 is positive 36. Add up my like terms. I have 49x squared minus 84x plus 36. Okay. What I want you guys to do, now that you've seen a couple of those, I would like you to pause the video, and I want you to do number 7 and 8 on your worksheet. All right, make your 2x2 box. R minus 6, R minus 6, both things. So I would get R squared, negative 6R, negative 6R, and positive 36. Okay, add them up. Get R squared. When I add my R's, negative 6R plus negative 6R is negative 12R plus 36. For number 8, I get 6A minus 8 times 6A minus 8. Make sure you make your 2x2 box, because what will happen is you won't naturally do all 4 multiplications. You gotta be careful about that. So 6A times 6A is 36A squared. 6A times negative 8 is negative 48A. I'm down with the -8. -8 times 6a is -48a. And -8 times -8 is 64. So I have 36a squared minus 96a plus 64. Okay. All right, let's do one last set of multiplication just to make sure we're good to go before our quiz here. If you pause the video and complete these 4 problems. All right, number 9, 2 things times 2 things. I'm going to make my 2 by 2 box here. 7v times 2, or 7v plus 2 and 5v plus 1, and multiply 7v times 5v. Oops, miswrote that. 35v squared. 7v times 1 is 7v, down with the 2. 2 times 5v is 10v. 2 times 1 is 2. Add up my like terms. Now I would get 35v squared. Add my v's. I get positive 17v plus 2. Now, before spring break, I did show you the alternate way to do this, so I better show you at least one more time. I like to make the box because it organizes, but I know not everyone likes to do it the way I do. You can do this as a big distribution property problem. So I could just say, all right, I'm going to start with the 4x, and I'm going to distribute that to this one. So I would go, 4x, that's a 4k. 4k times 5k, well, that's 20k squared. And I go 4k times -2, that's -8k. Okay, I'm done with the 4k, and now I'll do the 1. 1 times 5k is 5k, and 1 times -2 is -2. Now, again, I prefer the box because it organizes my information. Now, this one, you still add like terms, and these are like terms, so I'm going to add those up. I would get 20k squared minus 3k minus 2. All right, number 11. 3 things times 2 things. I'm going to make my 2 by 3 box. So my binomial has to go on the side. Remember that, n plus 1. My trinomial has to go on the top. So starting with the n times 5n squared is 5n to the third. N times -5n is -5n squared. And n times 1 is n. Down with the 1. 1 times 5n is, 5n squared is 5n squared. 1 times -5 is -5n. And 1 times 1 is 1. Add up my like terms. So I have 5n to the third. Now, if you notice here, n squareds are actually going to cancel each other out because 5n squared plus -5n squared is 0. So that's gone. -5n plus 1n is 4n plus 1. And that's it. Okay, last one, number 12. Let's not forget that this binomial squared, it means to do 3b minus 6 times 3b minus 6. Make a 2 by 2 box. So 3b minus 6, 3b minus 6, and do your multiplications. 3b times 3b is 9b squared. 3b times -6 is -18b. -6 times 3b is -18b. And -6 times -6 is positive 36. Add up my like terms. I get 9b squared minus 36b plus 36. Okay. All right. What I need you guys to do right now is I need you to go ahead and log into Alex and take the multiplication quiz. Okay. There's 5 problems. And answer those on Alex, and then you'll be able to come back and finish the video. So go ahead and pause the video and take care of your Alex quiz. All right. some more polynomial review. So some of the stuff we have not worked on from previous that just want to come back and make sure that we talk about again. So let's go ahead and pause the video and complete numbers 13 and 14 on your worksheet. Now, if you remember when I showed you this before, okay, you look in front of the parentheses. Now, in between the parentheses, that is a plus sign, guys. So I don't make a box, okay? I'm not multiplying, I'm adding, okay? So that's a big thing. Now, look in front of the parentheses, that's a 1, so that's good. That's a 1, so that's good. So I'm just going to start adding up like terms. So the biggest exponents first, my x to the fourth. 7x to the fourth plus negative 6x to the fourth is 1x to the fourth. The next biggest exponent is x to the first. So we have negative x and negative 4x. So negative 1x plus negative 4x is negative 5x. And then I have my number 6 plus 5 is 11. And I'm done. Okay, similarly here. It's got a plus sign there. 1, I'm good. 1, I'm good. So there's no multiplication that has to take place here. I just need to go ahead and add up my like terms. So I got my n to the fourth. Negative 4 n to the fourth plus negative 6 n to the fourth. That's negative 10 n to the fourth. Remember, when we add, we don't mess with the exponents. My n to the thirds. Negative 2 n to the third plus 2 n to the third is 0. So that's just gone. I don't have any n to the thirds in my answer. And then I have 8 plus 4 is 12. And there's my answer. Let's look at a couple subtraction problems. Go ahead and pause the video and do numbers 15 and 16 from your worksheet. Okay, this got minus in between, so this is 1. That's good. This is negative 1, so I have to distribute this negative 1. So I got negative 1 times 8a squared is negative 8a squared. Negative 1 times negative 6a is positive 6a. And negative 1 times negative 8 is positive 8. And then I need to add up my like terms. So my a squareds, 4 plus negative 8 is negative 4. A squared. Oh, look at what Mr. Alone forgot. There's a bigger exponent right there. So I'm just going to, I actually have some space here to the left. So I'm going to go ahead and put my negative 4 a to the fourth right there. Okay. My next biggest exponent is the a. Let me get this out of here. It's really bothering me. So I have my 6a, and that's the only one of its kind. So I got positive 6a. And then I have my numbers. 1 plus 8 is 9. Right, I had to pause there for a second. My parents came and were doing a window visit. So I had to go talk to them. So now I'm back, but you didn't even know I was gone. Isn't that weird? Okay. Anyways. Subtraction. This first one has a positive 1 in front, so it's good. The second one has a negative 1. I have to distribute that. So negative 1 times 5b to the fourth is negative 5b to the fourth. Negative 1 times 6b is negative 6b. Negative 1 times negative b squared is positive b squared. And I'm going to get rid of this now because it bothers me. Okay, biggest exponents are b to the fourth. So negative 4b to the fourth plus negative 5b to the fourth. That's negative 9b to the fourth. My b squareds, 5 plus 1 is 6b squareds. Remember, when you add, you don't mess with exponents. And 8b plus negative 6b is positive 2b. All right, let's do a couple of these little distribution property problems. So pause video and do 17 and 18 from your worksheet. So we're just straight distributing here. 6a squared times 8a. Remember, 6 times 8 is 48, but don't forget when you multiply the a's to add the exponents. So it's 48a to the third. 6a squared times 1 is positive 6a squared. And that's it. Nothing else to do. The second one, 5r to the third times 2r squared is 10r to the fifth. 5r to the third times 2r is positive 10r to the fourth. Remember, when you multiply the r's, you add the exponents. And 5r to the third times negative 3 is negative 15r to the third. And that's it. Okay, last two problems, guys. I need you to pause the video and complete 19 and 20 on your worksheet. All right. Now we're going to have to do both parts here. So first, you're going to have to do this distribution problem. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. K squared times 2k squared is 2k to the fourth. K squared times negative 3k is negative 3k to the third. And k squared times negative 6 is negative 6k squared. And then I'm on to this second distributive property problem. 2k squared times 7k is positive 14k to the third. 2k squared times negative 4 is negative 8k squared. And 2k squared times negative 7k to the third is negative 14k to the fifth. And now I'm going to add up my like terms. The k to the fifth is actually the biggest one, so I should put that one first. And then my k to the fourth, and that's the only one. So positive 2k to the fourth. Then my k to the thirds, and there's two of them. Negative 3 plus 14, that's positive 11k to the third. And then last but not least, my k squareds. Negative 6 plus negative 8 is negative 14. Okay, last one here, distribute. So k squared times 8 is 8k squared. K squared times negative 3k squared is negative 3k to the fourth. Remember, when you multiply k's, you add the exponents. K squared times 8k to the third is positive 8k to the fifth. And the second one, that is a positive 3k. So 3k times 4k to the third is positive 12k to the fourth. 3k times negative 7k to the fourth is negative 21k to the fifth. Add up my like terms. Start with the bigger ones. So the k to the fifths, 8 plus negative 21 is negative 13k to the fifth. My k to the fourths, negative 3 plus 12 is positive 9k to the fourth. And then I have positive 8k squared. Okay. Now, again, make sure that you are done with the entire worksheet. And please don't forget to click the turn in button. Okay. It should be, if you're doing it on Kami, guys, it should be saving automatically onto Kami. So there's really not much else that you need to do, but go back to Google Classroom and click turn in. Okay. Hopefully you're still managing through all of this, and really wish I could see you guys. We might be setting up a Google Meet for next week, since we'll be probably getting into some things that are a little bit more difficult to do without some one-on-one. All right. You guys have an enjoyable week. You're getting your summons done from all the different weeks. All right. Bye.